All right. Let's see how things are doing, huh? Hey! Hey, folks. Thanks for joining. Let me do the announcements here real quick, and I will be there. Let me. I don't know why I can't get to the content. Copy this. What language is that, Jonathan? Wins Winsuchne Winsuchne. Oh, Towal. Towal. Is that right? Oh, that's cool. I'm I'm going to have to cut this one a little bit short because we've got, a family event coming up. So I will probably be leaving. I don't know. I usually go until like I probably will be leaving like at 5. Yeah. Soten, you have joined Tongues and Runes, which is where I am making a language. And and I will close that out, and we will have our document, Draconic. And let me show you guys my monitor so you can see things. Um, I found an easy way to keep the chat there all the time, too. That's nice. Okay. So, actually, give me a second. I'm going to pull up the patron poll. If you guys didn't know, I actually had a Patreon poll. And it was it was closed just like half an hour ago. And here are the results. So we had basically 4 options for how our our stuff can be oh, that's great, Soten. Good progress there. So here I have the poll. Looks like we only got a couple people voting. So get on the Patreon. It only costs $1 to participate in this. Or at least this one I only had it for $1 patrons because I wanted as many people as possible to vote. We got 2 winners actually. So we have ATR is strong or left to right. So what I'm doing here is when you do vowel harmony, when you're just starting the system, you have to decide how the feature spreads, right? So my idea was here, okay, I need to consider either like the advanced tongue root is a strong feature, so the tense vowels get more tense vowels no matter what, or it's weak, or it just progresses from one direction to or the other. And what I ended up with because of the poll was either I can go with ATR is strong, and that means that if there is one root that has that feature, then all of them will have it. Or we can do left or right, and it's just whatever the first vowel is in the root. We're just talking about how it propagates in the root, by the way. If it's just one, whatever the first one is, the rest will follow. It will spread onto the other vowels. So we are going to work on that. We're going to take our sample roots and we're going to test both of those. I'm going to grab all of these. And we've got our input words. I think that I failed to actually save my Lexergy configuration. So I'm going to rectify that. So I think, so we had before, we just took all of the, just to save time, what we had was we took all of the coronals and then had a rule that turned all of them into postalveolar. So I'm going to go and fix that right now just to make sure that we have that rule in, and then we'll put the next rule in, and I'll make sure that I save my rules for the future. So I really need a mic that I don't have to be talking directly into for this live streaming, because I'm bouncing my face all over the place and I'm not sure if you guys can hear me well. Okay. I also need to treat this room, but that's also money. Okay, so let's go and grab those from the phonology, and we will just take all of that, and I will adjust it as I need to. it's curly brackets, right? And they become these things. Okay. And oh, there's a load thing. There's a load and a save thing, huh? Okay, so we apply. Oh, there's a load. Okay. Is that how it works? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Oh. Did I? Oh. That's the problem. Okay. There. Okay. So. Really is a calming way to spend a Friday afternoon. Yeah, conlanging is a great thing to be doing. Okay. So let's see. So now vowel harmony. So what I'm going to do is I am going to actually do what I think I can do with this poll is like if I say ATR is strong, I can do that. Well, I'm going to actually test both of them because I want to see if this might end up giving me so many roots that are all ATR that I just don't have any non-ATR roots, which is gonna be kind of annoying to deal with. So I'll try this and I'll try this and I'll see whether there's any like issues to deal with between the two. So let's try the strong one, which I think I need to do with two rules. So we go and we will take all of our I really should define features for these things, but it's quicker to on stream to do this. So E, E, right. So we go E, E, E. Actually, this should be in the after. And in the before, we have... And ah is going to be neutral. So we are not worried about ah. So let me get to where I can clearly see the chat. So we've got okay, so I can copy them from here. Yeah, I made them less common in my and then okay, so we've got this. We applied this. And let's take a look at the output of this and see if there's, or, oh, we need to do the environment, right? In the environment, and how do we make the environment skip over things? So, we got environments. I want to, yeah, I want to. Okay, skipping a certain number of sounds. For example, okay, so that. So here's my question. Is there, I know with if I define a class of all vowels, and I define a class ATR, then can I make it skip over something? Okay. Okay, that will match any number of symbols. So, okay. So, why does it not make sense? Oh, it's an at sign, right? What did I do wrong? add a space. Oh. Okay, so here's what we've got. And let's take a look at it. I'm going to actually just paste it into Notepad++. I was going to do Excel, but I can show you guys better here probably. So we're looking for, okay, so we still have some roots that are not ATR, huh? Yeah, we're getting some. Okay, I did that for before. I need to do after. So two, and we're going to do the same thing here, but we're going to flip this around. We're going to have ATR here and colon. To the guys who made Lexergy, those are really good error messages, very informative, very useful. So that's for whatever that's worth. That's very good for the user. So we're still going to have like ante. We've got piapa uke. So this didn't change. This didn't change. Looking at things that did change. Looking for things that did change. I don't. Obviously, this is random roots, so I'm not really testing so much, but it looks like we've got enough of the ah vowel that it's helping us stay. Okay, here we got it changing from ite to ite. Yeah, this is changing. This is changing. Yeah. I think that is okay. Oh, you can do a combined environment? Okay. Well, thank you for that. Maybe I'll just refactor it real quick and have that, because it would be beneficial for me to make it into just one rule. Here's me learning Lexergy live is probably not what people signed up to do. But, and does that work correctly? So I think I'm going to go ahead and go with this, because I can take that left to right result and I can apply that later in morphophonology. This left to right, we can say that this is how it works for morphology, and that can have some interesting implications. But what I'm going to do, just to make sure that I don't wash out too many of these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to alter my Lexergy code to make them more common than the tense vowels. And that should prevent things from getting too Miles, you are fully getting your dollar's worth. Well, thank you for that. Yeah, so that's something you can always go back and revise any part of the process, right? So if I'm worried about my tense vowels getting washed out, then I can go put the lax vowels as more common, and that way when I start generating roots, then I'm not going to like why I'm going to end up with more of those roots that have multiple lax vowels, and I'm not going to have so much of an issue. So go ahead and save that in here. And that's, you know, something you think about if you're doing random generation like the way that I do. If you know, David and Jesse, they come up with words out of their own head, they could compensate for that themselves by seeing, oh, we have too many ATR words, we need more non-ATR words. Then they can do that on the fly. For me, I'm doing it within the system. Okay, so we've got that sorted out. Now I was thinking of some ideas. There's a couple of things that I am thinking about. One thing is I kind of don't want all of the palatalized consonants to be in the final thing. I don't really feel the aesthetic of a palatalized distinction in Draconic for dragons. I don't really necessarily. I'm not necessarily feeling that for this particular language. And we've taken care of that for the dentals. But I'm thinking also to have it just like, since we're not merging these with these, we can also just make it disappear. But here's the thing. Like, if you have something in your proto-language and then you are going to make it disappear, it's not fun to like put something in your proto-language and then just make it wholesale gone, right? You want to leave a trace of it. So one thing I was thinking about is say that, okay, these actually caused raising in the vowels. So all of these vowels could be raised by a palatalized consonant, and then the palatalization is lost. Well, yeah, we could also do fronting. We could also do fronting. That if we do fronting, we could actually kill two birds with one stone, because I'm not as against central vowels as David is, right? But I am a little annoyed by having two of them. Part of it is just like, I have a trouble with the high central vowel, the vowel. I'm not ever sure if I'm doing it right. Some people analyze Chinese as having that, but in my experience, it's not the same sound. But at the same time, like, I don't know, especially versus it's really hard for me. So something that would get rid of this is useful. Something, and if we can reduce central vowels in general, then that can help us out a little bit. Maybe doing some fronting will help. So we can think about that. Actually, yeah, I think Miles, the fronting is what I'm going to go with. So yeah, this is so let's think about. So here's the thing: the vowel harmony part. Now we have to think about rule order too, right? because we've got our vowel harmony, and let's paste let's put our vowel harmony rule in here. I'm just going to type this in prose and leave the code in the Lexigy file. So we're just going to one vowel has the ATR feature mid non-low vowels, all non-low vowels assimilate to ATR. In a root. So we're talking about in the root. And this is something like, as we get into morphophonology, yeah, it is a slippery vowel. And I really, yeah, I think that's what it is. But distinguishing that from especially is kind of hard. This is the thing you get into when you decide you don't want any rounded vowels, and then you get 9 vowels. So here we are getting and when are we wait, I think before 5 I'm going to have to leave. But anyway, so let me double check something, because I'm having time anxiety right now. Just let me okay. So now we have vowel fronting. So what happens is any vowel becomes, we'll just say front, in the environment, let's say after a palatalized consonant. So after C to the J. Does anyone ever say it that way? C to the J, T to the J, T to the H. I've never heard anyone say that, but that would be funny. After a palatalized consonant, which is going to be how it happens, because remember, our palatalized consonants are restricted to onsets. So a vowel becomes front before a palatalized consonant. Now, do we want it to affect ah? Because what I could see happening is we could end up with a separation of ah and ah by the ah fronts to ah, fronts to ash, right? And then it goes to and then it compensates by going back to ah. So that could happen, or we could just have these move to the front. I think we're just going to do these move to the front, and it's going to be just central vowels that happen. This happens to. So yeah. So anything that's not back and not front becomes that, right? Yeah. C to the J on the LTS Discord. Oh, in the Langtime Studio Discord, people say that. Should I start a Discord for this? I'm not entirely sure that that's a good idea. Yeah. How many people are here? Just a few people. Okay. So let's think about ordering though, because the crucial order that we'll have, it doesn't matter for vowel harmony because vowel harmony is on a totally different feature, but you're going to have a feeding or bleeding relationship with this becoming post-alveolar or the vowel fronting. So the question I would have, okay, wait, I was gonna ask you guys something first. Okay, let me first I want to say, yeah. You don't need us in another Discord. I don't think. Okay, I decided that we weren't going to have an effect right? So yeah, let's not worry about that. But these two will be affected. It's yeah, central non-low. I don't necessarily need that because the way that I do phonology, this doesn't actually need the central feature, but we'll just say it for now. But these become front. The question is, does it happen before or after? I think we're going to make it before. Yeah, Magpie, that's right. Maybe if the Patreon takes off and I get more patrons, then I could open a Discord. It would. I really need to be able to dedicate more time though, because I don't have time to do Discord moderation stuff. This is what I'm going to do. I am going to put this fronting rule before this, because the thing is, what I'm thinking is that it should make sense for this to happen after the post-alveolars anyway. So either way, it could work that way. But it will be easier to write the rules if I just do it this way. So yeah, we can take that and we can go fronting, and we just need these two, right? And we can figure out a couple of other ways to get rid of. I think we'll find another way to get rid of the I vowel later, but for now we can do this, and I need to class palatalized, just to make things easier. And these become, so these are, okay. It actually does matter whether this happens before vowel harmony or not, doesn't it? Because if it's only affecting the central vowels, if this is only affecting the central vowels, that means that whether or not the vowel harmony affects them is going to affect whether they get fronted. So that's going to be our poll today. So let's actually get that started here. So let's do so here's the question here. Do we do the fronting first and then the vowel harmony, or we do vowel harmony first and then fronting? If we do vowel harmony first, then some of these central vowels will instead become tense vowels, and then they will not be affected by fronting. If we do the fronting first, then the central vowels will become front and lax, and then they'll be affected by vowel harmony, but then they will have been fronted as well. So it's the question is, do we want some of these? There's a subset of these central vowels that will be affected by both rules. We want them to be fronted and then tensed, or we want them to just be tensed to the back? So, vowel harmony and fronting. So our two options are going to be fronting before vowel harmony, or vowel harmony before fronting. And start the poll. And I should probably hide the results of the poll from you guys, huh? Yeah. Yeah, so. And then I'm going to go ahead and finish this rule while that is going in the environment at palatalize. Do. Okay. And excuse me for a second while I go and check something. So we're going to take a look at okay. Where's my Tabby? I could do community mods, but I'm not 100% sure that that's going to be ideal. Let me look at. We've got 10 votes. Okay. And okay. Okay, so the poll is over, and the vowel fronting before vowel harmony won. So let's go ahead and yeah, so let's go. We'll keep that where it is then, and we'll say let's. So we can just leave them in this order, and then that's going to be in that order, and let's apply this. And let's take a look at how that affected the roots that we have, huh? Ah. So did anything get fronted? Did I have an example of something that would get fronted? That should have gotten fronted. Okay, so we should have gotten a fronting here, but it didn't work. So I need to figure out what happened there. Yeah, this should go to this after a palatalized consonant. Wait a minute. Yeah, this should have got fronted. So why did that not happen? Did I even? Yeah. Let's. Oh, did I forget? Oh no, that's what happened. I don't have all. I need to have all the. I need to make sure that I put all of these palatalized consonants into there. Yeah. Okay. Happens after. Can happen after. Yeah, too. Just to be fun. And then we. Oh, it's no commas. Comma, comma. Yeah, it could be. Okay. So this is happening. And then after that we can just say oof. So this depalatalization, which is kind of just a silly term at this point, right? This and these just always become the plain version. Right. So, Ikipi became Ikipi. Ikipi. And let's see if we can find. I'll just make a root real quick that would satisfy the requirements. So, like, Pyaki. And apply that. And see what happens is it gets fronted first, and then it gets tensed. So the becomes and then it gets tensed to So Bjöki became Becky. Becky. Not very draconic word, but they can't all slap like that. That means that our kya just becomes ka, right? Right? So the word for dragon is just ka, right? Ka. Ka. Well, I suppose that works. We'll have to find a better word for like language. But so that is good. Let's start thinking about other sound changes, because this is like I consider like this and this and this all part of the same process, and then vowel harmony is a separate thing. Now we want to think about, I want to give another way to get rid of the high central vowel. I'm going to keep schwas around, but let's see what we can do with the high central vowel. Now, we can just merge it with the or we can end up fronting all instances of it to that's not super fun. It already cannot occur after any of these historical ones or after any of these. It cannot occur after any of these. I think a couple different ways for it to break would help. Yeah. So if we can break it, if we can break this two different ways, if we can have a lowering and a backing to go along with it, that would be cool. Because we've already fronted it. Having a lowering would be interesting as we get into morphophonology, because then we could have make it an S, and that would be interesting. Having it lower to the can be interesting, because if we apply that after the vowel harmony, what we get is the situation of we get two schwas that behave differently in vowel harmony, which is probably, it's not going to affect anything in roots, because those aren't going to like survive at all. But if we end up with some affixes that have this suffix in there, then you could have like some us that become and some us that become and some us that become which is going to be weird. Yeah, merging does fun things with vowel harmony. Yeah. I really think that I want to merge this with schwa, at least in some cases. But I don't know. I think that can be like our default position. If there's a way to make it back, I think I'm just going to make it always like we've already siphoned some of them off and made them front, right? So we can go ahead and make them. There's not really any trace of it then. A chain shift. Oh my goodness. Miles, doing that chain shift is going to completely wreck our vowel harmony though. This goes to schwa, and then the schwa goes to and then the goes to ah. I mean, it'll be fun, but it'll completely wreck vowel harmony, which I kind of like. Also, it's a little bit more complex of a change than I wanted to do. Might be something I can do for a daughter language. Like, say, we're going to say that the kobolds also speak Draconic, but kobolds don't live as long as dragons do, and their language evolved further, and they did like a crazy chain shift like that, and it also like killed the vowel harmony entirely. That would be cool, but I don't think I'm going to do that for Draconic itself, if that makes sense. So, but we could do a mini chain shift that has this go to schwa and schwa go to ah. That's something that could happen. And then we'd end up with two ahs. One that's transparent and one that participates in vowel harmony. So we'd still have fun, weird vowel harmony stuff going on. So let me put that to a vote right now. Let me do I want to do that as a vote now, or do I want to do that as a patron vote? Because I have a thing. Coming up here. Why this is not... Yeah. Okay, I've got a little bit more time, so I'm going to go ahead and do this poll now. I really shouldn't do this version of the thing, but I can... Okay, so how do we get rid of... slash... How do I type it? Do I not have the... Okay. Why do I not have... Okay. Yeah. I forgot how to type that. Let me go from here and do it here. Straight merge with schwa, or chain shift to schwa to ah. So it's basically everything's moving down. Everything's moving down. And this will affect whether we have two schwas with regard to vowel harmony or two ahs with regard to vowel harmony. So let's see which way you guys end up going. Either way, we're going to have some trace of that thing going on, right? Either way, if we have, either we're going to end up with two schwas, one of which was historically this, or we're going to have two ahs, which is going to be a bit more confusing for in-world linguists, just because it doesn't like where did everything come from, and have to reconstruct everything. Okay, so let's see. How many votes do we have, huh? So we have 8 votes. How many people are actually watching? And this is where doing a live stream by myself is not is a little bit more work than doing it with someone else like David does. Well, David and Jesse do together. Okay, so I don't know how we're constantly getting more votes than I have live viewers. Are some of y'all like watching together and then also logged into the chat somehow? Okay. Okay, so this is our chain shift. I will go ahead and put this after everything else. And we will, so we had a mini chain shift happen. And to schwa to ah. And so in order to do this in Lexergy, I think what I'm going to have to do is actually do the chain shift. Oh, this needs to have word wrap. So we need to have the schwa lower, right? Schwa lowering. Bib, could be bib lurking. Lowering. So you do the end of the shift first, right? The end of the chain first, right? So we'll have the just this goes to this. Turn off my IPA. Goes to ah, and then control high lowering. Numbers are always wonky. Blame coasts. Yeah, YouTube does weird things. I have noticed some of my views like fluctuating, and I assume that this is because like it's trying to like find fake views and stuff going on, which I don't know why anybody is doing fake views on my thing, but whatever. Okay, so we apply this. Oh, what? Why does lowering not make sense? Am I missing something here? No, it doesn't say ah equals ah. It's schwa. That's a schwa. I can see that's a schwa, but I don't know. But the syntax error it's giving me is this lowering. Maybe if I take the hyphens out. Let's see if that works. No, it's not that. It's the... Is it because I didn't give an environment in the last rule? Is there something that's not closed or something? Oh, I know what happened. That's a length marker. So, yeah, Miles, I just figured that out. So when I have my IPA keyboard on, my colons automatically turn into vowel length markers. And the computer is not looking for that. It's looking for a colon. Oh, okay. So this means that I should no longer have any... Yeah, so all instances of these either became... So they can become this, right? They can become an I, they can become E, or they can become schwa. All cases of central vowel broke in 3 different ways. And let's see if we end up with a we probably have an e, an e, and then yeah. So if we have a schwa, yeah, that becomes this. So a schwa can break to or it can break to yeah. Actually, I don't think we're actually going to have the 2 ahs this way. Well, but I still have some schwas. I still have ata. Let's actually, we need to figure out stress. We didn't have any stress-based rules, so we didn't think about stress, but we should consider stress now. So because it's important to like have an idea of what that's going to look like. So stress can go all kinds of different ways. Since we're looking at basically disyllabic roots, then we're gonna, you know what? Let's see. Is there walls? Does walls have any walls.info? I'm gonna look and see if they have a chapter, if they have stress patterns as a feature, huh? Okay, so they have weight sensitive stress and fixed stress locations. Right. Right. Okay. So I don't want to, so what's the total number of languages in this? So let's go stress. So let's go to weight sensitive stress, right? So there's a total of 500 languages, and then of those, 281 have fixed stress. So, calculator. You guys know where I'm going? Let's do 281 divided by 500. 56%. Let's see if I can get the thing that I'm looking for. Should have been prepared for this eventuality. Okay, I need a ones digit too. Yeah, okay. See, can you see if I just hold it up there? I'm not sure. I need to get my phone out and do the Video Ninja. Okay. Start that. And let me switch to the phone, and I have to edit this. How do I edit? Yeah, properties. And it is. Let's see. There we go.
There we go.
Oh. Mute that. Okay. Okay. So. You want to mail me a dock camera? That would be great, but you might get in trouble for that. Okay, and so 50. Okay, so we have fixed stress. No weight sensitivity. So we're going to go to fixed stress locations. And okay, so we don't want to have this included, right? We're just going to do calculator, and we're going to say this will be part of Dad's of my patented you can see now. So we're going to have our patented method for determining things. So let's just add up all of these. So 92. So 92 plus 16 plus 1 plus 12. I don't know why I'm not typing the numbers. Plus 110 plus 51 equals, so we have 282 languages. So it's Notepad++. We got 282. GramBank, does GramBank have these features? I don't think GramBank does this. So features, stress. Yeah, GramBank doesn't have stress. That's going to be another database. When their phonological database comes around, then we'll probably base it on GramBank because they'll have a bigger sample. So we're going off of 282 total. 282 total. So we're going to go through here, and I'm going to calculate the percentages for all of these and assign them to the percentile die, and we'll just come up with our how stress works in this language with dice. Well, it does say the number of entries, but the thing is that will include this no fixed stress. So I don't want to do that. Okay. So, I mean, I can check my work there. Yeah, so 502 entries. So 502 entries. This is 220. Then, so 282 is right. So we've got 92 divided by 282 equals 32%. So we've got initial equals 32. Yeah, 32%. Second syllable is going to equal okay, 16 divided by 282 equals call that 6%. And then third is less than 1%. So we can anti-penultimate is going to be, okay, 12 divided by 282 equals 1. No, that's not right. I messed that up. 12 divided by 282 equals 4%. We have to round it off because the die has exactly 100, right? Okay, penultimate. The most common one is going to be 110 divided by 282. That's 39%. Not actually that much, right? 39%. And ultimate equals 51. So wait, 51 divided by 282 equals 18%. Okay, so now we can roll. So we'll go with. Okay, so penultimate is the most common. So I'm going to say ultimate is going to be 1 to 18. Penultimate It's going to be, okay, 19 to however many, what? 18 plus 39 is what? 57. Anti-penultimate will be 58, 59, 60, 61. Is it behind chat? Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then we have, we'll go with initial here. Equals, okay, so that's 32%. So that's 62 to 93. 93. Second is 94 to 99. And we have a fixed third syllable stress if and only if you actually hit 100. Which is way, way, way more common than it is in the real world. But that's like the limitation of the dice. I don't know. I'm gonna roll, and if that comes up and causes problems later, then we'll do it. I also don't know what to deal with. Like, I don't actually have any 3-syllable roots. So if we end up with anti-penultimate or third syllable, then it's going to be a little weird. We're going to have to figure out what that means. So let's just go ahead and let me get my camera back up. Yeah. And is that visible to you guys? Okay. And we're going to roll one more time. $75. So 75 is initial stress. So we're going to go back here. And according to my makeshift table that I just made right now, we're going to say stress is always on the first syllable. For now, we'll say this is of the root until I decide whether there's prefixes and how that should be affected by prefixes. Okay, so for now, stress is always on the first syllable of a word. And so now we know exactly how to pronounce all of our words. And I think that's going to also be it for sound changes for this language, because I don't want to do a ton of sound changes. We're just doing like very basics here. So let's see. Yeah, so we have our lexergy. I'm going to take our lexergy that we have. Hi. Hi. What you doing?
I want to go to Halloween party already.
Okay, we're going, okay?
What's going on?
Okay. Yeah, I know. I'll be right there. Okay. Okay, it's time.
It's time. It's time for what, Daddy?
Magpie was hoping for chaos. Okay, guys. I have to end the stream now because my daughters have a trick or treat thingy. And I will see you guys next week. I'm going to see about what kind of a patron poll I can put up too. And I'll just have to say, happy conlanging.